Welcome to Life with Marlene. It's Open Panel Wednesday. Welcome to this channel. Thank you, everyone who is a subscriber of this channel. Things were a little bit different today, a little bit difficult. I had a few appointments and things that I had to take care of, but I'm here. I'm still not able to turn my camera on because of some things that's going on right now, but I'm here. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for you all who would like to come up, and we're going to talk about this topic. And I have to tell y'all in advance that it is storming in my area. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be on live today, but I am here. As promised, I didn't want to cancel this live today. I was close to canceling this live today, but I said I'm not going to do that. So I'm here, and we're going to talk about this important topic, which I think is important to talk about: friendship. And friendship is so important. Hold on one second, guys.
Hey, what's up?
What we're talking about today is how to be a friend and get a
Mm,
friend. What would you say to that?
I mean, sometimes it can be easy to get a friend. To be a friend can be difficult. Like, you know?
Yeah, it's really difficult. Any opinions on how to be a friend?
I mean, to be a friend now is to be supportive. Like, I mean, the way you behave, the way you talk, and the way you speak matters to a person who's your friend. That's how I see it, though. The
Yeah,
way you speak, actually, that's how it is.
exactly. I think so. I think that's important too. Well, thanks so much for coming up and sharing your opinion.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye. So, everybody, how's everybody doing? Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Sorry I'm not able to be on camera today, but I've had a very long day. Hi, Eunice. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Hey, 60 Plays. Hey, Briaz. I would appreciate if you guys could like this stream. So, we're talking about this topic about friendship. And friendship is a very important thing in life. You know, we all want to have good friends, but I always say, but how can we be a friend? You know, it does take you putting some work into the situation. I hear people say that all the time. I want a friend, but they're not doing anything in order to be a friend to somebody. It's not a one sided thing. You have to be supportive, understanding, and be what that person needs. And that can be complicated sometimes because not everybody is a good communicator, and they may not know how to express themselves on, friendship and what they want and what they need. it goes the same way in romantic relationships. You have to come to a certain level of maturity and understanding, but you have to be able to give. I think that's the first thing I would have to say. To be a good friend, you have to be willing to give. I'll get to that, young Riaz. Um, Eunice says giving words of encouragement, but backing it up with our actions by being supportive and praying for your friend. Yeah, I would say that that's a very good definition of a good friend, Eunice. I would say so. It's not just giving words, but also following through on saying, not only saying, but doing. People can always say that I want to have a good friend, and they're always looking for things in other people. But my thing is, it's a tough question to ask yourself. Am I the type of friend that I'm seeking? And I mean by that is, if you are expecting a friend to do and be certain things for you, are you willing to be and do those same things for them? A lot of times I've found that there's a lot of people who, behind the word friendship, is just another term for using. And we all know about that. I'm sure everybody at a certain period of time in their life has been through some things where they feel like, why is this person keep coming around? But it's only as long as you can do something for them, right? Buy them something, do something for them. But I always say you find out who your real circle of people are is when you're having your hard times, when you go through some type of difficulty, some struggle, and they're right there beside you. That's how you know somebody is your real friend. That, like I like to call them, ride or dies. Yeah, they're going to be there for your good times and all the bad. And I always say most of the time in life there's usually more bad than good. So if you have somebody who is there and they're supporting you through all your bad, I feel like it's the most important thing to have somebody during the bad times. It's nice to have people there during the good times, but you can always have lots of people are all going to come out of the woodwork when things are good, like graduation, promotion, lots of great things that's happening for you in your life. But I mean, when you have your dark times, like you lose your job, you get sick, somebody in your family passes away, like some hard, difficult things, your child is sick, and so many other things that could happen that's complicated. But if you have a friend that will stick around during those times, and it's not always a financial thing, sometimes just having that emotional support from a friend, it means everything. Yeah, friendship is a two-way street. You don't just give all the time. You should also be able to receive. And that's key, Eunice. That's key. I, I don't know why it is, but I wasn't that type of person growing up. I was always, I guess it's the way I was taught, or the way, you know, the, the entertainment world says how you should be. But, I was always taught to give, 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 give to everybody. But at the end of the day, you also have to be your own friend. You got to be your own friend. And a lot of people don't understand that part too. Yeah, you need somebody to be your friend, but you also have to spend time with yourself. Love yourself, be a friend to yourself so that you can be a good friend to somebody else. And I had to learn that the hard way, that you got to say no to other people sometimes and say yes to yourself. And while saying no to somebody else, that's how you show that you respect yourself. You know your limits, you know your boundaries. And a lot of people could really stand to take this advice to be a friend to other people. You got to be a friend to yourself. And you got to know your boundaries, your limits, what you like, what you don't like. And for a long time, like I think from my childhood, teen years up to the 20s, you're like people pleasing and trying to make everybody else happy but yourself. But I think at a certain period of time, I think everybody should come to that awareness that my time matters, what I want to do matters. Yeah, do things for other people, support other people, be there for other people, but you also have to be a good friend to yourself. And some people don't know what that looks like. And you got to define that for yourself. You have to be a good friend to you. And for a long time, that was so hard for me to say no to people. Saying no is a complete statement, a complete sentence. It's not something that you have to explain why it's no. It's just because it's no. It's just no, period. And when you tell people no, that's where it's like your power comes back. You get stronger because you've empowered yourself, because you have to know your limits. You got to know your boundaries. You got to know when something is not agreeable for you. And another thing that I had to learn from myself too is just because you may be friends with somebody and then they have a friend, it does not mean that you don't love your friend and care for your friend. But just because they're friends with them, you don't have to be drawn in by that crowd. I had to learn that also, that it does not mean I'm not loyal to that friend. You just don't get along with everybody, and you're not going to like everybody. And that's being real, it's being human, it's realistic. There's no way that everybody that comes around, you're going to like them. And you just got to put it out there and just say, you're my friend. You are my friend, but they are not. And don't think just because you support them, you do, you do you. I'm going to do me. And I'm telling you that me and you are friends. You keep being their friend and do things for you. But as for me, I had to stand up and say, you and I are friends, but I'm not friends with them. And that doesn't mean that I love you any less. But you got to know who you can get along with and who you can't. And sometimes you just can't get along with certain people because of so many reasons. People's personality, maybe an acquaintance, something that you know in the past, or maybe the personality, maybe that person triggers you from for some reason. But that was hard for me to get on board with that. When it came to friendships, it kind of gets all enmeshed together. And the line, you have to like say, okay, this is a boundary. They're your friend, but I don't have to go to things with your friends. I'm just going to things that involve you and I. When you're a good friend to yourself, your friend should understand. That's how you know if someone truly is your friend, because they want you to take care of yourself. True statement, Eunice. True statement. And I found that like it was so hurtful when you have somebody who you think is your friend and then you try to tell them like, oh, I'm tired, or I can't do that, or my finances don't allow it, and then they kind of like ghost you, completely ignore you. You find out who is your friend when you speak up for yourself or you stop being a doormat. Like if you are only that person's friend in quotes because of what you can do for them, that's not a friend. If you have to say no to a friend because you really just can't do it, if they understand, that's how you know they're your friend too. Exactly. Exactly that point. If somebody is not giving you understanding, compassion, respect, they are not your friend. And that was so, I don't know why that like concept was so hard, because I definitely was a person who was I guess you could say I was a people pleaser. I wanted to make everybody else happy, but in the process, I was miserable, and that's not good. It's not good to make other people happy and then you forget about your own self. Like I was talking about earlier, we have to be our own friend. And for so long, I didn't even know what that looked like. Like, how do you become a friend to yourself? Well, first, you got to start off by thinking about the things. What do you want? How do you want to be treated? How do you treat people? What are your boundaries? What will you accept? What won't you accept? And then you got to learn to do those things to for yourself. you know if you say you want certain things from people, are you willing to give yourself that same treatment? you know give yourself the same love that you give other people. And I know that it may sound ridiculous to some, but a lot of people are willing to bend over backwards and do things for kids and family and a job, but they would never do the same for themselves. So that means you got to get into your self care, your mental health. That's a big one for me. It's your mental health. You can be so busy, bombarded with life, that you just forget about yourself. I mean, like, throw yourself away completely. Like, when's the last time you did something nice for yourself? Whatever that looks like for you. Some things that you enjoy. It can't all be just work, 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 and paying bills, and you never have any fun. You got to get back into doing the things that enrich you, make you feel good about yourself. And Hey, Bill. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Yeah, I say that too, Riaz. For those who are believers, you're never alone when you have God. But that's not everybody's belief system, and I'm not here to push that on anybody. But we have to learn also to be a friend for ourselves. Be a friend to yourself. And it took me a long time to get in that position of learning how to be a good friend to myself, learning to say no, you know, learning to take vacations solo. If you are always waiting for other people in order to do certain things in your life, you will never accomplish certain things. Like, I want to travel this place, but I don't want to go by myself. Why not? Why not go somewhere by yourself? Have a good time. Go on a solo date. You know, date yourself. Buy yourself a nice gift. You don't have to wait for other people to give you certain things. We have to start thinking about ourselves. Hey, Beauty and the Beast Journey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and that's what I'm always concerned about. Pushing myself so hard that I burn out. And that's why it's another reason why I wanted to cover this topic, because so many of us are so busy providing for ourselves, family, kids, you know, doing everything and being everything for everybody but ourselves. And we got to learn to put the charge, put yourself back on charge. And that means learning to relax. Try to keep your stress down. Do some things that you enjoy. Laugh. Have some fun. I think we forget that as adults sometimes because we're so busy adulting, taking care of our families, that we neglect ourselves. So whoever needed to hear that, don't don't forget yourself in the process of life. Because before you snap your fingers, you're 20 and 30 years older. And did you get to accomplish anything that you wanted to do? Sometimes we don't. You're so busy in the process of being a parent, a aunt, grandma, grandpa, uncle, friend, work, get so involved in work and paying bills that we forget that there's more things important than making a living. Some of the best things in life are free. Just walking in gratitude and saying, I'm so grateful I can see with my physical eye. I can see things. I can get up and do things on my own independently that nobody has to help assist me with my personal care. All of those things are things to be grateful for every day and to be appreciative of what you have. A lot of times we're so focused on getting to our next level and accomplishing certain things in our life that we forget all we have. And we all have so much that some people wish that they could have what you have right now. Yes. Yes, sometimes you have to stop and smell the flowers. Exactly. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, but something, go outside, enjoy nature. Like it depends on where you live and what is the natural sights around you. Do you have natural parks, or do you see mountains? Or in my area, I see the beaches. Whatever it is, sometimes just being out in nature, by yourself, connecting with being outside and just taking a moment for yourself and put stepping inside of that for a moment and just smiling and saying, I'm grateful to be alive. No matter what you have been through in your life, everybody needs to pause for a moment and just say, I'm so grateful to be alive, and I'm happy that I made it through whatever storm or obstacle that I have been through. Just having that kind of clarity, it kind of recharges you back that it's not just about, you know, providing and bills and who's in your life and who you're in a relationship with, because all of those things can change in a moment. We have to learn to connect with ourselves too. And that's why I talk about it all the time, being a friend to ourselves. That even if everything in our life changes, everything, this person abandons us, this one backstabs us, this person does this person does that, this person is being stressful, dramatic. But at the end of the day, remember, you always have yourself. Hey, DJ Ron, how are you doing? Good to see you. And that's why I wanted to tell you all. It's important for us, especially as adults. Don't get so focused on being an adult that you forget about yourself. Don't neglect yourself. You remember when you were a child and you looked forward to that at the end of the day after school, going home and playing and having some fun? As an adult, we have to get to those things too. What are the things that you enjoy and like in your hobby, and get busy in doing those things so that life can be pleasant? Yeah, you got bills. Yeah, there's important things that you may need to do, but also at the end of the day, you got to love yourself and you got to be your own friend. Got to be your own friend. And I think if more people would tap into, their self-worth, how much they respect themselves, how much compassion that they have, um, remembering the things that they've been through, the difficulties, the things that they've overcome. When I pause on that sometimes and look back on my life, and I was like, how in the world did I get through that? And then I can say I didn't think I would get through that. And I'm so grateful that I'm here right now, because some things that happen to us in our life, it's like you feel like you're going to lose your mind when you didn't. So, anybody who's struggling with those thoughts today, just know, just be grateful that you're here. And if nobody ever tells you that, I'm grateful you're here. I like to encourage others, inspire them, and put out their positive thinking. It's so important to think positive about ourselves. If we're not positive about ourselves, who is going to give that to us? Nobody can give you self love. That's a gift that you have to give yourself. It's a small thing in life sometimes that can really help you to appreciate the greater things. I'm so grateful that God has given me another day to enjoy my family and His creation. Yeah. Yeah, we have to see, I have to remind myself of this sometimes too. I got to remind myself that I've been through some things, but also I have to also look at what I have at that moment. Anytime I'm struggling and how I'm coping with my life and the things that I'm going through, I always go back and think and pause. But what do I have? It's different for every person. It could be your health. It could be your finances are good at the moment. It could be that, things have turned around. Maybe your situation. Maybe now you have peace. Maybe you've forgiven other people or yourself. There's a lot of things that once you learn them, don't take them for granted. And I like to remind myself of this too. I'm so grateful that I love myself. I remind myself of that because I remember the days when I thought I was nobody and I would just let people run over me like a doormat. And I'm so grateful that I was introduced to self worth, self respect. I, I'm grateful that I learned how to be a friend to myself so that I could be a good friend to somebody else. And if you're looking around and you're finding, I can't find a good friend, nobody is a good friend to me, you may have to go back and think, but what kind of friend am I to myself? I had to go back and do that as well. Because if you're finding that people aren't being what you want, you have to take accountability for yourself. How do I treat other people in my life? Do I show them appreciation? And then I ask myself questions like, when's the last time I told somebody that I love them? I'm grateful that they're in my life. I appreciate them. That their friendship means a lot. When you have a friend and your friend shows you appreciation by saying thank you, I appreciate you, I love you, your support means everything to me. I don't know many friends who won't give you back that same energy. Almost over 90% of the time, if you show appreciation to somebody, they will show appreciation back to you. And if you don't, see, that's a red flag as well. You can't keep giving away your friendship to people who are not a friend to you. We think sometimes people are our friends and they're not. That's what used to get me confused sometimes because I would be doing so many things and saying, they're my friend, they're my friend. And in reality, they were not my friend. They were just using me because they wanted something, because they wanted to take something, because of so many things. We can think people are our friends sometimes, and they are not our friends. They're just trying to be there for that moment to get to take until you until you have nothing. Unfortunately, sometimes that's what it ends up being. It's the truth. Once you're not able to do and be for somebody, they drop you. You were only there for that moment, and you got to recognize that too when people, supposed friends, and they call they say they're your friend, but they're only your friend based on what you can do for them, but they never do anything for you. And that's a toxic relationship. That's a scary place to be. And we have to have enough courage to say, I love myself enough to stay away from people like that because they're harming me. And they will harm every part of your life. They will harm your finances. They'll harm your emotional health. They'll harm your spiritual health. They'll harm your physical health. So don't think that people are your friends just because they say it with words. If their actions are not showing that they're a good friend, You got to step back from these people. I'm telling you, open up your eyes. Don't be a victim. And people play a victim for far too long. There's a whole thing about the victim mentality that I'm not going down that rabbit hole because that's a whole nother, discussion topic. But don't don't let people who always play the victim and they're always seeking, you to help them, but they will never give you back anything to help you. Don't let other people play you. It's a game for them. It's funny for them. They want to see how much can I get from you before you say no. And a lot of us don't know when to pull that cord, pull that umbilical cord, pull the rug from under them. Don't be a doormat to these people just because they say they're our friend. But my question always is, what is the action of this person that we call a friend? We put that label and people say it so easy and freely. It comes out of their mouth. That's my friend. That's my friend. But at the end of the day, when you're struggling and you're having a hard time, or you need this or that, who really can you call for that bailout and that support? Not many. So I choose now to call. So there's certain different kinds of friendships that you can have, and you got to understand that some people are just an associate. You usually only have maybe one or two people that you can truly call a friend. Only one or two. The more that I live in gratitude to God for everything He has provided and given me, I have a greater appreciation for my family and my friends. Yeah, the more you walk in gratitude, is the better you are. Yeah, I'm a better friend uh, because of it. Exactly, Eunice, exactly. Hey, Andre, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. And I just, uh, I just don't understand sometimes how people can call themselves a friend, your friend actually, but they distance themselves from you. Yeah, if you want to find out who's your real friend, all you have to say is these words: I need. I need. I need your support. I need your time. I need some help, with something. That's when you find out who is your real friend. But one of the best ways that I think people can be a friend is if you see your friend needs something. I call it seeing the you see something that they need something. You don't have to wait until that person, if it's your friend, to say verbally with words. If you see in the action that they need something, emotional support, mental support, spiritual support, physical support, a good friend is going to see that need and fill it. You don't have to ask. Nobody has to tell you. If you know somebody for long enough, you know when somebody needs something. And that's how you show that you're a good friend. You don't have to, that person doesn't have to always ask you to support them or love them or give of your time. You just do that freely because you are a friend. And somebody who really cares about you will do the same thing for you. I've learned to take inventory of my friendships to make sure first I am being a good friend, but am I receiving what I need from friends? If not, I have to end it. I love myself too much. hmm Taking inventory is very important. I think for me personally, I go through my phone and I look at my contacts like every 3 to 4 months. And sometimes it's just you fall out with certain people, or maybe that's the time where you need to say, oh, yeah, I have not talked to that person in a while. And you may need to do some reaching out. It takes two people to be a friend. Like I always say, the phone rings two ways. It rings on their side and yours too. But don't get used either. You can't always be the one reaching out, calling, texting, saying let's get together, let's make plans. A real friend will try to make plans too. Hey, let's do this. They'll come up with some ideas. They'll want to spend time with you. You don't have to beg people for friendship. And I did that for a long time. I think when I was like my early 20s, I did that. Hey, let's get together and let's do this. Even if we went somewhere together, I was always expected that I was going to be the one to pay for it. And we got to pay attention for that too. Are they just hanging out with you just because of a meal or what you're going to give them or the knowledge that you give? Because I got to say, there's a lot of people out there that have a very wide array of knowledge. They're very knowledgeable, very intelligent people. So if you are good at something, say you have a business or a service, don't let people use you by, hey, give me a discount, or hey, because you have this business, do this for free. Respect yourself. And you got to tell people, this is my business. I learned a long time ago that you can't mix business and friendship. There's certain things that a person can be my friend, but when it comes to business and money, you got to draw a line and say, this is what it's going to cost. Are you going to pay that? If not, then we can just go back to just being friends. But when it comes to my money, you got to put those things out there. I'm not giving you a discount because we're friends. I'm not giving you things free because of friendship. And I've never understood that. If somebody is your friend or somebody is somebody who claims to love you, why would you want a discount? Especially somebody you love, somebody, you're trying to encourage them. You should want to give them more. You should want to give that person a tip, a hefty tip too, because of your appreciation for them, because of your love for them. And most people, the ones that always want you to give them freebies, you got to be careful. You got to be careful about those people who are always trying to get something free or always trying to get for you to do something for them and they never do anything for you. That's something that is definitely a red flag, an alert. Like all the bells should be going off when somebody every time the same time and they're asking you the same thing, and I promise I'm going to pay you back, and they never pay you back, and then the next week it's this and it's that. It's always something with this person. I'm not saying that people can't go through rough times and hard times and difficulties. Yes, all of us do. But don't don't be played by other people. Some people listen but won't act when helping a friend. Yeah, people will always say, "Oh, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you." Hey Keith, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. Welcome in. That's what a lot of people don't understand also, about friendship. Friendship is two ways. Friendship is two ways. And it's a lot of people out there that are really good friends and you have a good heart and you're kind to other people, but you also have to receive. And I learned that from, being played and used, you know, it's nothing wrong with expecting for people to do something for you. And it does not have to be monetarily, just someone checking on you. Hey, how are you doing? How was your day? Or even just listening, you know, spending, hey, let's hang out. It has to be more about both ways instead of just one way, because one sided is not a friendship, no matter what anybody has to say. A lot of people love to, you know, A lot of people love to hide behind, you know, oh, I just need you to help me. I need a helping hand right now. I need, and they're always needing. But on the other side, you're empty. Your cup, you've come to the bottom of how much you can give. Actually, sometimes you will go bankrupt or you'll go into debt trying to help other people. And then guess what they do? They walk away and leave you empty in every way. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it. Hey, peer runners. How are you doing? Good afternoon. And happy Wednesday to everybody in the chat. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I just wanted to talk about this, about friendship, because I feel like it's so important to talk about friendship. And a lot of people really don't know what it even means to be a friend. They don't even know what it means. What does it mean to be a friend? And that's going to change from person to person. Definitely it changes as you get older, as you get mature, and the petty things that you thought was about, when you were younger, how they dress, how your outfit was, that those things are irrelevant. At the end of the day, friendship is about spending quality time together, making memories, somebody who will make you laugh, also somebody who will check you when you're wrong. You know, if you really have somebody who cares for you when you do right and you do wrong, you really have a treasure. You really have a gem of a friend that's going to be there for you for your highs and your lows and all of your in betweens. All your in betweens. I am good friends with my hairdresser. When I go to get my hair done, I always try to leave a tip. Also, I bring her gifts from time to time. I appreciate her work and friendship. See that? See that? Being in working in healthcare, also working in skincare, people want to get things for free. Things that you went to school with and gain knowledge. It's not just like you just woke up one day with these qualifications and whatever talent or gift that you have. It was experience, it was schooling, it was a lot of things. And people need to pay for your services. And it's not boasting, showing off. It's what it is. Everybody has bills to pay. And we got to learn to not mix friendship and when it comes to business, because it gets really hairy and feelings get hurt, and drama starts all behind money. So for me, the best thing is when it comes to business, I kind of keep friends at bay, and I'm like, this is business. And if you're fine with paying, yeah, we can do it, but I would rather not. I'd rather have outside people when it comes to my business. Oh, I'm so sorry, Keith. Yeah, YouTube is something. I'll say that it's something. You really find out who people really are. Behind a screen or a camera, people can always pretend to be one way, and like I always say, the mask falls off. The mask falls off, and then you find out who that person really is, and you have so much invested in some people. Especially on YouTube, you spend hours in their lives watching their videos. You think a person is a certain way, and then they're not that way, or they backstab you, or something. So everybody, keep your guards up. Even on social media, you got to protect your energy. You got to protect your energy. Yeah. From time to time, my hairdresser gives me discounts or does my hair free because she appreciates me too. Oh, that's amazing, Eunice. Yeah, and that's why I always say it goes both ways. I have friends that they do things for me, but also as well, I do things for them. You wash my hand, I wash yours. There's some times where I will have the money and I can, no problem, I'll take you out to eat. But there's other times that The same thing for them. They may not, they may have it. Sometimes I may have it. See, a good friend, it should be, if we're going out somewhere, if I have it, I'm going to pay for you. If you have it, you'll pay for me. It shouldn't be, oh, we can't go anywhere because I'm not going to pay for you. That's not a friend. A real friend is, even if we have to get one meal and we share it. I have a best friend like that. It doesn't matter how much. Even if it's $20, we're both going to eat. Trust and believe that. That's when you have a good friend. I had to learn that during a month period. Yeah. Yeah. So, I I have experienced some really great friendships, but I think the most special and important friendship that you have is the friendship that you have with yourself. And I think if more people would get back to loving themselves, spending time in self care, finding out their purpose in life and going for that. Most of the time, people don't know what their purpose is. They don't want a purpose. Some people just want to get involved in your business, and that's all they have to life. They want to find out what you're doing, what you're about, and try to sabotage it because they have no business. Some people, honestly, they have no life. They're dramatic. Some people have no life. They're dramatic. They're boring. Their family life is falling apart, and they just want to have something that they can talk about you, something that they can start some drama with so that they can sit back and laugh. I say it all the time. Don't allow people to take away your power. Nobody should have that much power over you to make you feel like you're less than, you're stupid, you're a fool. Never give people that amount of power over yourself. And that's why I talk about it all the time, that we got to learn to be our own friend. You got to be your own best friend. Even if everybody turns their back on you, backstabs you, uses you, you got your own self. And you can get through anything when you have self love, self respect, self worth, self compassion. Don't forget those things, especially when you're going through something in your life. And I know everybody is going through something at one period of time or another. You're going to have some struggles. Maybe it's today, maybe it already happened. Maybe your hardest things and obstacles in your life happened years ago. Maybe it's happening right now. Maybe it will be in the future. But we always got to work on ourselves. We can always love ourselves more. We can always be a better friend to ourselves. And also, while I'm talking about friendship, we have to learn how to forgive ourselves. You know, that's a part of friendship too. Friendship is not just for other people. Friendship is for you. Friendship is for me. And I had to learn that I wasn't going to be good to anybody until I learned how to forgive myself. So whoever needs to hear that as well, learn to forgive yourself for things that you knew. Maybe you just made some mistakes in your life. Forgive yourself for that. Maybe there's some decisions that you made that you should not have made. Maybe there's somebody that you need to forgive for whatever it is. When we have forgiveness that we need to either give to somebody else or we need to practice on ourselves, it holds us stagnant. It keeps us in the same place. It raises our blood pressure. It makes us sad. It makes us want to get some revenge on somebody else. But don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let other people have that type of power over you. When you forgive other people, you get your power back because you're so involved in the revenge, the anger. I'm going to get them. And you become consumed, completely consumed in how can I get this person back? Don't worry about other people when they do wrong to you. Don't worry about other people, because I'm telling you, what goes around comes around. Just as sure as life is a circle, what somebody else does, it will come right back to them, and somebody's going to do the same thing to them. So don't worry about them. Forgive them for what they have done to you so that you can move forward and be happy in your life. And you can't get into your friendship with yourself if you're still harboring anger, resentment, you know, hate for another human being. Nobody's perfect, including ourselves. And for those of you who need to forgive yourself for whatever it is that you've done, whatever it is that you're holding yourself hostage in that pain, or you keep beating up yourself. And why did I do that? And that was stupid. And stop, stop, forgive yourself and say, I forgive myself for when I didn't know better. I forgive myself when I did know better, and I didn't do right. You got to forgive yourself from that, because that gives you peace. That gives you freedom to spread your wings and fly, because you can't spread your wings and fly if you keep telling yourself, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. That was stupid. Why did I do that? You got to say, that's what I did at that time period, and I forgive myself, and now we're going to make better decisions. And I want you all to make good decisions, healthy decisions. But we can't do anything until we start loving ourselves more by healing. You got to heal in your heart. You got to heal in your head. See, because if your head isn't right, if your mental health is not okay, there's nothing that you can do. Mental health will stop everything. Mental health will affect you physically, financially, spiritually. It hits everything. So you gotta forgive yourself, and then you can move on and do anything that you want to do. You know, friendship with yourself is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. Yeah. And that's why it's important to not only be a friend to other people, but to be a friend to yourself. And I just wanted to encourage you all about, friendship, who is a friend, why you should be a friend, and also don't let a label, don't let words be the reason why you are somebody's friend. Go by the actions. How do they treat you? How do they make you feel? Are they understanding? Are they compassionate? Do they ask you things like, how are you doing? What do you need? How can I be a better friend for you? I have great friends, and they always ask me, how can I serve you? A good friend will be willing to serve their friend. They'll be willing to do anything to make them happy. I have really great friends that I would do anything. I love to see my friends smile. I love to see them succeed. And if you don't have people like that in your life, you need to rethink, is this even my friend? Or do I just think they're my friend? See, you can't buy a friend. Mm-mm. Can't buy a friend. Somebody's going to be your friend when the chips are against you. See, it should be in your highs and your lows that somebody loves you. If somebody really loves you and somebody's really your friend, whatever, in your sickness, in your health, in everything, they're going to be right there for you. And I just want to encourage you all, you know, you deserve good friendships. You deserve people who care about you, who understand you, that are supportive of you. And if you don't have that, you may need to reevaluate everything, reevaluate. Is this really my friend, or am I just calling them, my friend? What is the last thing they did for me? When's the last time they checked on me? Made up a an idea for what you would do to spend some quality time together. It's not all about money. It's about the time that they spend with you. It's about your emotional support. And it goes both ways. And you should be getting emotional support. You should get mental health check-ins. Like, are you okay? What did you eat today? What are you going Where are you going? When's the last time you had your vacation? What is the last thing you did for fun? Those are questions that friends ask each other because they care about one another. At the end of the day, friendship is about someone showing care and concern for you. And if you don't have people in your life that is showing you that they care by their deeds, by thinking of you, even in small little things. It doesn't have to be big gifts, the small little things, getting a card in the mail, getting an email, getting a text. I was just thinking about you. I hope you have a great day. All of that can change your mood no matter where you were in your mind space. When somebody says, I was just thinking about you, it's like, oh, you were thinking about me? Yeah, it's a good feeling. Yes, I am blessed to have great friends, and I am especially grateful that God is always there for me. He is my best friend, then myself, then my husband. That's awesome, Eunice. It's wonderful to have those type of connections in our life because especially, how life is so busy, life can be so complicated, people can be so dramatic and stressful and trying to pay bills and take care of everything that you need to. It's good to have friends because it will keep you grounded. Hey Angie, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Good friends will keep you grounded. It will keep you on track to what you need to do, what you need to be. They're going to make you feel supported and loved. It, you, when you have a good friend, they make you feel good about yourself. They make you feel like there's nothing that you can't go through in life because they're going to be right there supporting you. If you have a good friend, I encourage you today. Reach out to your good friend. Tell them, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of my life. You matter to me. I love you. Whatever they are to you, don't just look to get it for yourself, but you got to put that out there to other people that you really care about so that you can receive because it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Oh, I'm doing great, Angie. I'm doing great. Yes. Yeah. You got to be loyal. And a lot of people these days don't know anything about loyalty. Isn't that the truth? You think people are your friend. You think that they're loyal. You think that they care about you. Hmm. Couldn't be further from the truth. If you find somebody who's going to be loyal, not going to stab you behind your back, not going to talk about you, tell all your business to everybody as soon as you walk away, you need to appreciate that friend. Those type of people in our life are a dime a dozen. You are not going to just find that just walking out the street. Somebody who is going to be supportive of you and kind. Just having somebody who's kind to you, you know, just they're there just because, hey, I'm just checking on you. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Hey, I just love you. Hey, you're important to me. Hey, whatever you're going through, I'm here for you. Or if you want to talk, I'm here to listen. Those type of friend, those type of words that is backed up by actions, that they really truly care about you, make sure you tell those people today, I love you. Thanks for being my friend. Because we can't just ask for a friend, we also have to be a friend. I value loyalty because I like to see good in people, but I do see what you mean. Yeah, we can see good in people, but people can all also put up a front, a facade, a smoke screen, because and then the mask will fall off. And you think a person is a good person, but they were just pretending in order to gain something from you. And then once they take whatever it is that they wanted, now they're gone. And then they most of the time wind up backstabbing you or being disloyal. So be careful. People can put on a good front. And if you have a person who's a good friend, make sure you love them, you tell them, and you hold on tight to those loyal and true friends. Okay, everybody, I'm going to wrap it up here today. I appreciated y'all for joining me this past hour. And those of you who are my replay gang, thank y'all so much, gems. I treasure each and every one of you, gems. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel, for leaving me comments, for coming to my live stream, for watching my vlogs. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. And I hope that every day, every day that you're alive, that you have love, friendship, respect, compassion, and friendship. Remember, be a friend to yourself to be a friend to others. I'll see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye, guys.